for the ground. I'm a man, I'm my 2020, whoa, whoa. Woke up to deposits and it's only 8 a.m. Do it for the fam, I don't do it for the gram. Do it for my daughters, do it for my little man. That's my 2020, reason why I win. Lot of missed calls, looking bloody in my call log. I bet to myself, I'm not sorry that I logged, dog. Check my mental health, I was feeling like a lost dog. Bounce back and wipe my paws off. Get it off the humble and I stick to what I know. Nice on top of nice, long nights took a toll. Took some steps back, but I still get up and I go. And now you know, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding, kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. Pressure on me daily, got the family on my back. Dreams are getting bigger, put the city on my map. World inside my palm, but I'll try not to get attached. Moment that it's here, could be over just like that. Fast car, no NASCAR. I was never working hard, I guess I'm mad smart. Top speed like a rocket, it was blast off. 6 figures from my couch without a mask on. Waited for my cycle like a laundry mat. Going to the moon, it's on top and that. 2 straight years of dropping back to back. Epidemic jumping like an acrobat. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding, kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, Every day I wake up, I'ma send it.
Good morning, good morning. Check this out. New overlay, new stream. Let me know what you guys think in chat. What do we think? What do we think? Surprise. Surprise, surprise. Told you we're gonna change things here. New video editing, new overlay now. You know, make sure that you guys can see the screen clearly now. So the screen is much bigger. If you can't see this, then really I think you need to take you need to take a trip and go get your eyes checked. And yeah, hopefully this should be a lot better. And yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal, that's the goal. Let's have a look at today. Today is going to be the 24th, Monday. Nothing for today, we're pretty clean. It's pretty easy here. Nothing crazy going on at the moment. Tomorrow we have Italian bank holiday. I'm not too worried about that. Consumer confidence, 6 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah, looks like pretty chill week. Always gold news. We have Friday some Bank of Japan news, which, yeah, this is quite a lot actually. So Friday is the only heavy day we have here. And yeah, it seems like that's basically it, right? That's basically it. We have only Friday we have to worry about, and it seems like we're having all throughout the day. So we'll see what happens, right? And yeah, appreciate you guys. So let's get into the analysis here straight away, and let's go on the weekly because we need to start with our weekly analysis here. So the weekly time frame is still closing bullish, right? So even though we're leaving this rejection wick, we're still closing bullish. There's nothing on the weekly time frame telling us that downside makes sense. Yes, we're pushing up to this resistance, which is always going to be a problem. And if you look, and for the people who know about market positioning, our weekly market positioning is not the best at the moment because we're at the top of the range here. So it's not always going to be the best being at the top of the range. And also, guys, make sure that you're watching this stream in the highest quality. If you go in your settings, you can adjust it to the highest quality because we are streaming in highest quality possible. So make sure to adjust that. If you're in phone, it's in advanced options for viewer quality. So since we're at the top of the range here, it's not the best, but you know, this is quite big on a weekly time frame. To get up to here, we have like 139 pips, so it's enough for us to trade, and that's for sure. If we're looking at the daily time frame here, daily time frame did something super interesting. What we have here is we have this support that was formed, and we broke out of the support. We reached this resistance here, which I'm going to pull up the drawings and you guys can see, right, which is this resistance, which I've kind of adjusted to fit the time frame. Okay, but we basically reached this resistance up here, rejected it, now came all the way back down, but then rejected the support. So as long as we're closing above here, I basically can see us either trading in between this range or continuing up, especially that we're breaking the daily high. I wouldn't be surprised to see this candle close bullish and continue up maybe to the top of the range. So even though we have this daily candle bearish, it's a very long rejection wick here. So you can kind of disregard this, not too much, but it gives you more bullish bias pressure than bearish. But essentially, if we're looking textbook, it does make the session mixed. But when we go on the 4-hour time frame, we can start to see, okay, what exactly makes sense here, right? So this daily resistance, do I still want to mark it? Let's have a look on the daily. Yeah, I mean, I could leave it there for now. On the 4-hour time frame, what I've marked up here on the 4-hour time frame is we have this minor 4-hour resistance here, which we can see. 4-hour has closed bullish. We have this wick to fill. We have this 1-hour resistance up here, and essentially we have this range on the 4-hour. If we break the high to get up to here, 34 pips, not the biggest range, but upside does make sense in this zone here, especially after we've created bullish support here, bullish support, pulled back, created a support and closed bullish. So until we're breaking below here, you can't even think about sells. So that's below 166,600. Until we get below there, sells will not really make sense. As for now, on the 1-hour, you'll see why I drew this zone. So you can see we're in between this 4-hour resistance and 1-hour resistance up here. Buying above this 1-hour resistance starts to make sense. It would be nice. If we look at our range here, yeah, we have a small resistance here, but we'd hope that the candle would close above to the next resistance up here. Not sure where this line is from. Let me just double check where I drew that line. I haven't marked up my charts. Yeah, so that line is going to be removed. It's not relevant anymore. So our next target is, realistically, we could expect price to push potentially up here into 167,500 could be a target. This resistance here, we do have a 15-minute resistance here. I can mark this, but then I don't want the charts to get too messy here. I don't want it to get too messy like this, but I can just visually keep an eye on that. As for right now, we created a support here, but this range is tiny. I think it's maybe like 10 pips. Yeah, 11, 10 pips here. So trading up to the top of the range is probably not going to be the easiest option here, and it's not something I'm really interested in just at the moment. But if we do get it and close above here, then I'll probably start to be more interested. Or if we start pulling back deeper like this and create support to take buys towards the upside, will be even better, and I can do that. So for me, it's a bullish bias at the moment. Just waiting for us to get outside this range, and probably can execute on buys just based on that closure. And hopefully that should continue us. Yep. So for gold, let's have a look at gold. Let's go on the weekly time frame on gold here. So for gold, weekly is closed bearish back in the range. Problem is it's still within the support. So we're kind of ranging, kind of what it did back here, exactly the same. Came up, closed bearish, then tried to close bullish again, then closed bearish, and then maybe we get this candle closing bullish. We're just ranging on the weekly time frame for now. Until we close below the support, then there's no major downside. If we're looking at the daily time frame, daily is closing bearish here. There's no reason why we can't fill this wick. If we do break this wick, I do expect us potentially to come all the way down to 1956 here. Bring back our drawings and make sure that they all make sense here. Start to clean the charts up. Actually, I'm gonna draw this fresh here so you guys can see how I draw my charts fresh. We start on the weekly time frame, right? We're gonna mark this as weekly support, right? So this is how I draw my charts fresh. So for all of you guys who ask, here's your lesson on how to draw the charts fresh, right? So weekly support here, gonna put weekly resistance up here. All right. And then the next spot. Gonna be the daily. Yeah, that looks nice, makes sense. Daily, I don't need to mark anything else because it's just a bit messy. Yeah, this is very, very messy in here. 4-hour time frame, there's a 4-hour support here. So mark that at 4-hour support. But if we go on the 1 hour, I think this 4-hour support will go through all the candles. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, technically you could buy from the bottom of the range because we're in a range. Even though everything's bearish here, if we do start seeing rejection, there's a possibility to buy from the bottom of the range. But this is not the conditions I trade a gold. I don't trade gold in these conditions. You can trade it, but it's not the best. But for the session, we're at 4-hour support now. If we start breaking down, there is an opportunity for sells, but really it's not looking the best here. If you're gonna buy gold, you know, you need to maybe come back down. If you come back down to this area here, 1970, and start to change structure from the weekly support, that would be quite nice to look for some anticipation buys towards the upside, right? Why do I mark the lines there? Simple reason is because those are the most recent support and resistance, and that's what we want to be concentrating on. What price is doing at the most recent support and resistance. If you don't enjoyed that analysis, guy, yeah, I can't speak in Monday. If you enjoyed that analysis, consider leaving a like. Really does help. And let me know in the chat if you like the overlay, if it's cleaner now. I'm not sure if my chat is even working. So if you guys could just write something in the chat just to see if it is working. I haven't seen. I want to see if it is working. If the chat is working. Good morning, good morning. Is the chat working? No, the chat is not working. See if we can fix that. That should hopefully fix it. Just type something else in the chat. Okay, is it working? Let's have a look. There we go, it's working now. So you guys should be able to see chat on your screen. Yep. Morning, John, morning. So chat is working, you can see chat now, and yeah, much better. Leave a like. I appreciate all likes. Hola. Someone from Spain here. Hola. I appreciate the effort. The less you have on the screen, the best. Could you explain that to me? I'd appreciate if you explain what you mean by the less I have. Are you talking about the charts? Are you talking about the overlay? Looks nice, like the purple color. Appreciate you. For GJ, if price gets above 167.200, where can I take it to? It's just that I see 167.260 and 167.332 on the 15 minute. Yeah, we would want it to get above 260 if we're trading the 15 minute, but if we trade the 30 minute, then it's not relevant on the 30 minute, so we're trading above basically 240 anyways. So by the time that this candle closes, we would expect the candle to close, I mean not in one candle hopefully, but if it closes, it should close above this resistance. Then you said there's another resistance at where's the other resistance? At 322. Not sure where 322. Yeah, I mean, that's the next issue, but by the time we get up to there, then it's not going to be an issue. I just want to keep it clean at the moment. If I start seeing rejection at there, I can go break even. But for now, it's not an issue, right? I'm just trying to keep the charts clean. I would mark it, but you know, you have to not worry too much about price getting to that zone, because if you're in that zone, we're already in a profitable position. We have a lot of time to make a decision, right? If you look at the bottom right, you can see the pair here. It says Gbpjpy. Bottom right tells you the pair. Talking about the overlay, but the image of the platform Tradingview is not clear. It's not clear because you're not watching in high definition. I've told you, told people many times, you need to adjust the quality on your stream. If your internet's slightly slower or maybe something like that, if you just adjust the quality on your stream, that should really help clear up the screen here, and it should be quite nice. If that doesn't work, then let me know. But as far as I have another chat running here, and as far as I can see, it looks pretty clear. But let me know. But I appreciate the feedback. You know, I'm always open to feedback. Never take it negatively. It's just a lot to try get these things sorted. You know, it's always difficult to get these things sorted. Takes a long time to set it up, put everything into it, do the camera, do the chat. You have to color code it and everything. Yeah, maybe it's not zoomed enough for him. Now I'm just trying to fix the chat box because it kind of like crops itself. Super weird. Okay, let's see how that works. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm just gonna call him. Oh yeah, it's there. Steven. Did that fix your problem, Steven? Is that all good now? Or is it still blurry for you? We had a question here on Bitcoin. remember. Where's that question? Here we go. Just curious about Bitcoin. Looks like it's holding support. Do you think buys are good? Idea up to 28k. Let's have a look. What up? Nice background. Thank you, thank you. Let's have a look. Bitcoin holds support. See the daily first. Did you see the analysis in Discord, man? I would recommend you check the analysis in Discord. That's always good. But yeah, we are holding support at the bottom of the range, trying to break the highs here. 4 hours not. Yeah, you know, we're at a tough spot here. We're at a tough spot. If this, you know, you really wanted to see this daily candle close above 28k. 28k would have been the where you want to see it to close to continue up. To target 28k, it's kind of already happened, right? So the target's been hit. If we're gonna have some more upside, we probably need to close above this 4 hour. Yeah, we probably need to close above this 4 hour. Basically, this next 4 hour to close bullish, close above this resistance to continue up bullish. Otherwise, I don't see this continuing up, and most likely it will actually go a bit of sideways and down here, if anything. Yeah, especially after rejecting this, I wouldn't be surprised for it to retest 27,430 first. Bitcoin will go deeply. This is what I think. Yeah, it's a possibility for it to pull back. I mean, the weekly close on Bitcoin. Let's see how it did close. It's not. That's a scary close, right? These wicks is the only chance it has is the wicks. Otherwise, it looks like it wants to pull back deeper. My charts are laggy today. I don't know why they're laggy. Tradingview servers are laggy. Yeah, same thoughts, Harry. We didn't close on the lower time frame above the 4 hour. It rejected. It was my target from the weekend. No support was formed. Yeah, exactly. Today the live stream is so amazing. Thanks for the change, sir. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you like it. Possibly we'll change it again. Possibly we'll change it to try and make it even better than this. GJ form support at 166,900. You're looking for buys. If we form support at 166, it can form support where it wants, and we can still take buys, right? It can even pull back as deep as 166,780, and we can still take buys. But yeah, it makes sense. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But yeah, if it does end up forming support anywhere below here, as long as it's respecting these 4 hour lows, that looks pretty good. Just where's this 4 hour low? Yeah, this is at 166,710. So as long as, yeah, I rather it respect this 166,710, this lows here. That's what I want to see it respect. Can you analyze gold? We had a look at gold. I said gold is in a... If you show up early to the streams, you can basically find out exactly what I had to say about gold. But I said gold is in this kind of range. There's a high chance we pull back to the bottom of the range. But we're just ranging here, right? So if we pull back down to this weekly support and we see change of structure, could be quite nice to find some upside. But really, we're just ranging here on gold, even on the higher time frame. If you're going to buy, maybe buying above 1984 is going to be a little bit safer. But really, it's a very tough spot to trade gold. And I personally don't trade gold when it's like this. GJ is pushing down. Yes, it is. Small push only. Can I have a look at EU? Yes, I can. So weekly close, daily's closing bullish here. If this daily flips and re-breaks its high, that looks quite good for upside. Only problem is we have this 4-hour resistance. So the 4-hour resistance was made at this zone here. So this is the only issue we have on EU now. I can still see an argument for buys here. But there's a potential to sell EU below 1.09719. If we get below then there, maybe there's a potential to see some more downside. If not, then you can potentially look to retest the highs. Kind of a mixed session here. Hey man, your no top wick video was on GJ was amazing. Thank you, appreciate it. If you guys haven't watched it already, yesterday's video, no top wick on GJ, I'll post it in the chat. It's about what do you do with candles with no top wicks, right? How do you trade candles with no top wicks? Definitely a topic that's not spoken much about in the markets, and you guys can heavily benefit from it, heavily. Channel still loading, taking its time. Would prefer a darker background. Yeah, we're just experimenting. I'm probably going to make it even bigger than this. Adjust the chat box. And just try to get everything sorted here. It's always tough, you know, when you're trying to modify a few things and get everything sorted. And then once you have a nice one, we can just continue with that. But at least it is an improvement from the last one. This is the video here. See if we can copy the link. Make sure to check this video out. Very informative video. Pinned it for you guys so you guys can easily access it. Definitely keep it so you're ready to watch it later on. Would help you. You want the watermark of the time frame? Let's see how that looks. Like that. I don't like it. So nice rejection here we're seeing. See if we can get the next candle or this. If this flips and closes bullish, 8 pips to here, 18 pips to there, and potentially continue. It's quite an early option. That 1 hour is a problem though. Yeah, I probably need a 30-minute bullish. A bit too early for that. You should be able to see the time frames, man, at the top of the screen. 15, 30, all of that. Yeah, gold is super tough today. Gold is very tough. There is a counter trend option to sell today. If we get below here like this, create resistance and then continue down, I can populate counter trend sells in this scenario. But until that happens, I'm still going to be looking for buys. So that'll take some time to set up as well, right? That's pretty far away before that type of thing happens. Do you guys think I should just remove the whole chat from the screen? Or you guys who watch full screen, you would like the chat on there. That's why I keep it. Some people like to watch full screen and have the chat on the screen. I'll figure this out today. Yeah, it makes sense for it to go. Yeah, people who watch full screen like it up. So people who watch full screen would prefer to have it up, which makes sense. Can I check NASDAQ? Yeah, we can have a look at NASDAQ. It's just breaking down now. Daily no top wick. It's a little bit scary. Again, ranging at the top of the range. Let's have a look at 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hours breaking down into this wick rejection zone. I don't like this. There's like a really small top wick. It's not the best. But really your sells were like pretty early today. I think a good sell was probably this candle closing below this support here that was made. You'd probably be in this now. Now you're hitting your first TP. And it's getting a bit into this rejection zone. So this is very scary zone to sell. I won't buy just yet. I mean, it's too early to buy. You have no confirmation. If the sells are going to continue, you probably have to wait for some form of maybe a close below, some form of 5-minute pullback and then continue down. bearish. I think that's the only way to get into the move now. If not, you should have been in probably on this candle here, or if you were impulsive, take it at the break of the lows. Or wait for New York and see how it set up on New York, because it will move probably better in New York anyways. So GJ is pretty close here to breaking the 4-hour lows, which is not really what we want to see, but it's not going to be too much of an issue. On what pair do you have a better win rate, GJ or gold? I have more trades on GJ, so gold I traded a lot differently. Gold I mostly swing trade gold, so I will try take a higher time frame position. So maybe I take like 1-2 positions a month on gold, but then I trade GJ because my session is London session and GJ is going to move the best during the London session. Gold is better in New York. So I just keep it as a backup, but I mostly prefer to try hold long-term positions on gold. But if I had to wrap it up, probably GJ win rate is going to be better. I mean, I have tested gold in New York, and my win rate's about the same in back testing. But I haven't traded New York session every single day for like 6 months at a time for me to be able to tell you exactly what the win rate is. But from back testing, it's around the same. Bit of patience at the moment. Between 78 to 85%. It's roughly around my win rate. Depends on how many trades I take. The less trades I take, the higher my win rate's gonna be. The more trades I take, the lower it's gonna be, but I'm taking more trades. It's how it works. Probably around, like, if I'm taking the maximum amount of trades, maybe it's around 75%. If I'm pushing trades hard, like 1 a day or 2 every single day, probably be around 75, but rarely do we get the markets to give us so many options. It's also what you consider as a win as well. Like, some people consider break even as win. I don't consider break even as win. I don't consider as loss. Count it as nothing. I count it as nothing. Why? Because it doesn't mean anything. But what's important information to take from your break even trades is if you had a possibility to close the trade in profit that made sense to close in. Were you just trying to be a little bit too greedy or had a higher time frame picture and you didn't give it enough room to play out? You know, but the break even that price pushed up maybe 6-7 pips, reached a small resistance and you quickly moved to break even, that's fine. That you can consider that as just a break even trade. It's not a win or a loss, it's just neutral. But the trades that go maybe up 20 pips and you had a chance to actually secure your trade, but you didn't secure your trade and it comes back to break even when you were 20 pips up, then you really have to consider that was actually more likely a win. It's just you decided not to secure. And I think that's a mistake a lot of people make, because maybe at now 20 pips is not too relevant, but if you're trading a 20 lot, 20 pips is quite a lot, right? That's probably like 3.5 grand with spread and everything. And 3.5 grand, I'm sure if I showed you $3,500 in my hand and said, here, you can take it, you've done the work, you've pressed the button on the screen, you've analyzed with your eyes, here, take it. I'm sure you would take it. So the idea for me to, the idea for you basically to see you have 3,500 and let that all go is not really a good thought process. Just because you could have made more. If we had all of these just because, only if I did this, we would be billionaires in the markets if we could answer all of that. But in reality, we can never, oh, I should have hold. And you'll always have that type of stuff, but we can never think like that. We just have to take what we have, right? And try replicate small wins every single day. Because if we can win small wins every single day, or as frequent as possible, long term, you're going to do much better than someone who wins big but wins big once and then is losing or break even because they're trying to catch that 100 pip trade. They're trying to catch that 80 pip trade, and they keep hitting break even, or they end up in losses. So maybe the time that they hit that one big trade, it looks great on Instagram because they're like, oh, I just made $15,000 or $20,000 in a trade, and you think that he's a great trader. But how many times have he hit break even? How many times have he done that? What if you were to make $2,000 every single trade, and in a year you had, let's say, a 70% win rate? So let's say you took 100 trades in the year, for example, make it really simple, and you won 70 of those trades. Well, if you do simple math, 70 times 2,000, it's good money, right? You made 140,000 instead of just winning big once, right? And that's with a 70% win rate. Risking $2,000 a trade is 140,000 for just taking small wins. Like what about the days that you get bigger wins, right? More than 2,000. 2,000 is just 10 pips. What if your target is 25 pips and it hits your target, because that's your plan, right? To target the zones. Just don't leave unrealistic targets. People also make a big mistake in the markets, is they're like, all right, fine, we have a 50 pip clean range today, right? There's 50 pips to trade today in the markets. I'm gonna hold the trade, go to break even after 10 pips, and expect price never to come to my break even and fill that 50 pip range. You have to use common sense. How much does the market moves in a session? If the average session move is like 20 pips per candle before a big pullback, then guess what? Even though you have a 50 pip range, you should be securing, because most likely you're gonna lose that and it's gonna come back to your entry, maybe below your entry, maybe even hit your stops before continuing and filling that whole range. It's very rare you just get one 50 pip candle that goes from your entry to your take profit. So this is where you have to use your knowledge and be a little bit more advanced and understand the average moves in order to benefit the most in your trades. Because if you start risking more, a 10 pip loss is gonna be, even if you're risking 2 lots, right? Even just a 2 lot, 10 pips minus on a 2 lot is gonna be $100. So imagine when you're trading 10 and 20 lots, that's like $1,000 you're losing. Since you're in profit, you guys don't care. But imagine, just think about this. How would you feel? And this is the best way I put it. And after this, I'll keep quiet. But unless you guys enjoy this. But think about it like this. Imagine you took a trade, okay, and it went, and with a 10 lot, and it went, let's say, like 10 pips in profit, you made $1,000. Now you close that trade at 10, or let's say you took a 5 lot and it went 20 pips in profit, you made $1,000, and you close the trade. After closing the trade, now you took another trade, but it went 10 pips in loss. Now you're gonna feel shit. Oh, I've just lost $500. You're gonna feel it bad. I've made a bad mistake. But when the trade is open and you're 20 pips in profit and it pulls back 10 pips and you see your profit go from 1,000 to 500, you don't have that same emotion because you're still in profits, but actually you're losing money. So that's a mindset shift that you guys need to make. Morning, Wix. Morning. Hope you're well. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed that rant, you can leave a like. If you didn't enjoy that rant, then you'll probably not be here. All good? Nice, nice. Do I trade after a loss? Yeah, I will trade after a loss. If I take 2 losses in a row, I probably call it a day because there's something I'm completely missed. You know, if it's just loss after loss, I'm probably not doing the right thing, and I'll just walk away from the charts and check what I did wrong. I'm looking for a buy on GJ. If you can create support on GJ, yeah, that's what it says here. Session plan, waiting for buys. Bias is bullish. We're waiting for that as well. Just need a support. Can't buy right now. So I agree with you, man. I agree with you. Same plan. Same plan. I do, yeah. So hope that answered your question, that I do keep trading after a loss. But only if I lose 2 trades in a row, then I'll probably just call it. Can you trade your strategy on all pairs? If not, why don't you do that? I've explained this multiple times, but simply made, if you could trade all pairs, then your risk would have to be crazy. Let's say I was to risk 1,000, just to make it simple. Let's say I was had to risk $1,000 per trade, and let's say I was gonna do it on all pairs. If there was 5 setups at the same time, that means really my risk has to be 5,000. So you have to increase your risk at 5,000. But what if 2 of those setups lose, another one wins, and another one loses? Now you're just gonna end up break even. Instead of just concentrating, really mastering and learning exactly how the pair moves, right? It's kind of like reading the pair. You get to understand it fully. Instead of learning it fully, right, you're spreading your risk across multiple pairs, and then you're going to have this inconsistency of results. But when you're trading one pair, you can put all risk on that pair, concentrate fully, and try give it a second chance, right, to continue your idea of the day. What are we looking for in gold? And good morning. Morning, brother, morning. For gold, unfortunately today it's in a really tough spot here. Completely ranging here. If you look at the daily, it's very tough. 4 hours also very tough spot in these rejection wicks. If it does close above this resistance, New York could probably have some nice upside here. But for now, you know, you're basically, maybe you can try to buy above 1985. There's a potential, but it's a tough spot, tough spot. GJ is trying to create a support here. If we just create a weak support like this, you know, it could be okay. Only problem is this resistance. The only thing I don't want to get is this. Reject here and then come back down. Yeah, 1990 would be a lot cleaner. It's just very far away. By the time it reaches there, I probably think buys will be done. We probably see price range a little bit. Yeah, 5 minutes for this candle to close. We'll see if it does end up closing bullish, and then we can start to make a decision. Also will be the 30-minute close. So I think this 30-minute close will be super interesting, because I need this 30-minute to close above the range, which is 900. If the 30-minute can close above the range at 900, could be pretty good. Why did you start YouTube? That's a good video, man. I started YouTube because when I was beginning in trading, it was quite lonely. Also, it was during when we had lockdown as well, so I needed something to do. And I started trading before we had all of that thing going on in the world. But I was in crypto. I actually had a crypto YouTube channel. So before even having a Forex YouTube channel, I had a crypto channel with a group of friends, and we used to make crypto videos. But then they decided to stop making videos on that channel. But I still enjoyed making video, and people enjoyed my content. So I had some people in crypto, they enjoyed seeing my analysis, enjoyed my chart work, and I said, okay, why don't I continue making YouTube videos, but making it about Forex, because I trade Forex. I also found out that there's not enough information out there that's solid information. And every time I search a Forex video, or a Forex channel, there's too much information, there's too many lavish lifestyle and cars and I don't know what, and I'm like, something has to change here. The reason we should watch YouTube is to learn. Motivation and showing lifestyle is okay, but there has to also be value on the channel. It can't only be about that, right? You don't learn anything about that, right? So that's why I decided to start it, because I thought that would benefit people, as well as allow me to express my thoughts, and hopefully people would enjoy their time. It also allows me to build a community, build a lot of people, and yeah, make this more long term, right? So that was the goal. I've also managed to help a lot of people, and I take pride in helping a lot of people. It feels good. Some people enjoy that, some people don't, but no, you can, it's kind of like you feel like you've achieved something, right? And you're achieving something for yourself on top of achieving something for others. And I think that combination becomes very powerful. Also, a lot of people get lost in the trading industry, and I was really upset that this was actually a rich man's game. 10 years ago, believe it or not, 10 years ago, you had to have, maybe a little bit more than 10 years ago now, but a little bit more than 10 years ago, you had to have $100,000 to be able to trade. These days, you can open only a $200 account. So you can see the difference. Imagine, 10 years ago, the minimum amount you could deposit into a broker is $100,000. So this wasn't a game. This wasn't something that you could just pick up and do. This was reserved for people who have money or are very serious. It was not a game. And unfortunately, when that all changed, also trading all changed and became not very serious, when actually it should be kept serious. Even worse, yeah, $10 account. So it's not very serious when you have a $10 account. It's okay for practice or for fun, but you're not going to do anything with a $10 account. Maybe you make it into there's only a very small percentage, and I'll probably say it's less than 1% who will be able to turn a $10 account into something significant, long term. And it will take a very long time if they do it properly, because if they're just over risking, maybe they get lucky, but long term they're probably going to lose that account anyways. So if they made maybe $10 to like 1,000, 100x their account. If they made $10 to 1,000, they're probably in the next 6 months going to lose that account. I can pretty much guarantee it. But there's a very small percentage who will be able to continue to grow that. But again, it's a lot of work, and it was a very slow grind. So that's what you find out, If you're enjoying the stream, guys, let me know in the chat. If you're new to the stream, you're welcome to say hello. Always introduce yourself. Ask any questions if you have any. And if you do enjoy the stream, leave a like. It does help. Alright, this 15-minute candle is closing here, and also the 30-minute. I don't really like this close. Very weak close here. Super small candle. I mean, you could still take buys off this, but I'd prefer to see a 15-minute candle close above the range, especially on a Monday here. Would be nice to see it close above this resistance that we have here. I don't really trust this at the moment. It's not too trustworthy in my books. Even though it makes sense, it's a riskier trade. You could take it at the break of the high, but it's such a weak confirmation. Remember, we still have the 30-minute closing bearish in the range. 1 hour is still bearish, so it's not really the best idea at the moment, I think. 5-minute is, looks pretty weak here. But yeah, let's see if we can get another 15-minute candle closing bullish. Or if we can see some crazy thing, like if this push all the way down, rejects and then breaks the high, maybe I take that, right? Give me 1 sec, I'll be back in 1 second. One sec, one sec. You know, when it makes a bottom wick like this first, it's pretty nice. I do have to say I like it. Especially if this rejects now quickly and re-breaks this 15-minute high. But if this just closes like this, then it's no good. Right? Because now we're just continuing down. If you were a seller, you'd probably look for the break of this low to maybe continue sells towards the downside, right? But what I wanted to see is maybe it reject this kind of resistance here and now quickly flip. And that's what I was saying. Why is the bias bullish? The bias is bullish because of more. It's because of the 4-hour momentum we've had. It is technically kind of still mixed, but I'm more bullish than bearish because we have all of these, you know, big 4-hour candle closing bullish, another 4-hour candle closing bullish. We created a support and then closed above that support. Right? That is why I'm bullish for now, but it looks like we might be able to take counter trend sells if this just keeps continuing down for the day. And my counter trend sells are probably going to come with a resistance below 166, 650. But if we still respect this range, then buys can still make sense here, you know? Yeah, it did break the 4-hour low. It did. Almost. Very close to breaking it. Morning, Lawrence from South Africa, enjoying the stream. Welcome, welcome. Can you check UJ? Yeah, we can have a quick look at UJ, no problem. Alright, let's see on the daily time frame first. Yeah, okay. Weekly, what did the weekly do? So bullish. 4-hour. Yeah, UJ is still bullish for now. At this resistance though. 30-minute looking a little bit more bearish. You know, with UJ here, it's kind of like you can counter trend sell this down, but really with UJ, I wouldn't be surprised to see this form support somewhere around these zones. And when you see that support form, you can look to take buys towards the upside and continue this. Don't be too fooled with just this kind of move down. This is just a pullback potentially to continue higher. I'm using my time zone chart. What does that mean? I'm using my chart, my time zone. I'm in Dubai. Mine's UTC +4. That is my time zone. I'm using that on my charts. You can't adjust GMT close or New York close. It'll probably be, if I had to say, it is probably New York close. That's mostly in Tradingview. You have to check. I just follow what my broker's closes are. Make sure that you're using your broker's close. But all brokers should have adjusted by now. Yeah, because some brokers are still an hour behind or an hour ahead, but they should have adjusted by now. I doubt that they haven't adjusted. All charts should be in sync, right? So if we look at two broker feeds here who are drastically different, 4-hour candle here closes at 2 hours 24 minutes. This 4-hour candle closes 2 hours 24 minutes, right? Both the same. Because the candlesticks on 4-hour close differently, New York and GMT, yes, but you should be following the same closes as your broker, and all of them should be the same at the moment. They shouldn't be any different. Yeah, but okay, I'm not gonna. XNES is probably B-book brokering, man. They're providing their own liquidity feed, not main market liquidity feed. Right? So that's probably why you're seeing different closes. That's not a good thing, you know? I agree with Jiggy. I just wanted to confirm your chart. 100%, no problem, man. It's just not a question I've got much, so I was wondering what you mean by that. But I didn't expect that other brokers would still be behind on time. Most brokers would adjust already. Is XM a good broker? I've never used them, so I can't say for myself. But if their candles are not lining up with the main brokers here on TradingView, then probably not. But I haven't used them, so I can't say. How will you take a buy at 166.650? What confirmation will you look for? 166.650. I'll wait for support to form. That's simple as that. I probably, if I don't get a buy at 166, I can't say it, but you know, at this zone here, then I'll probably wait for a close above this line here at 166.914. Close above there, hopefully to continue up bullish, continue this trend. Hopefully that will also close the 30-minute bullish. Stops will be a bit big though, right? Because if this flips bullish, yes, 22 pips for a 25 pip, yes. Not the best, but not too bad. Is Prosperity any good? I'm not sure, guys. I have not used many brokers. I've basically stuck to only a few. And yeah, so I'm not too sure. Alright guys, so not much going on the charts here. As you always know, these streams is supposed to help you guys improve to trade, and the way you guys are going to improve to trade is actually to practice executing on the trades yourself. So I give you the plan and you guys have to take the trades yourself. Unless we get a trade on stream, then we all take it together as normal. So I'm going to wrap it up here because there's not much going on. If I'm going to take counter trend sells, not only do I need this candle to close below here, I need maybe a lower time frame, 5-minute minimum if it's around London Open, to pull back, create resistance, then only can I go. That's the only time I'll consider counter trend. If we just range in between here, I will wait. If we do get bullish closures from the bottom of the range, I'll look to probably take it up to the top of the range. If you have any confusion with the plan, join the Discord group and ask me there. I will be active there. You know that everyone is you know that everyone's active there, so you can definitely join there and ask plenty of questions. And yeah, hopefully we can smash the markets today and get some big trades. But you know, at the moment it's a waiting game, so that's what we'll have to do, and I won't waste any more of your time. And if you enjoyed the stream today, be sure to show up to tomorrow's stream. I always appreciate the guys who show up regularly. It really does help. Constantly working on improving the stream, improving the quality and overlays and all of that for you guys. So we'll get that all sorted, and that's really what I want to do now, as well as wait for setups. So that being said, take care guys. I'll catch you on the next stream. Peace.